Hey, Chem 1010 students. We are getting ready to start week 2, or we might already be in week 2 by the time you see this. We are a 7-week course, which means we work through 2 weeks of material in 1 week, as opposed to what you would normally do in a 15-week course. It's the same material as we used to teach in 15 weeks. We're now condensing it to 7 weeks. So there is a lot of stuff going on each week, but then it's over in 7 weeks. When you log into class, hopefully there'll be a new message here about week 2. I wait until I get the video done before I post that. And then what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to go to content. Now, as I go to content, I see week 1 stuff, the module 1 stuff, and all of the information we did. And if I want to see how I did on an assignment, I can click on it. Now, I didn't actually do one of these assignments, so it's not going to show me anything. It's going to let me take it because it's still open. So as I take a quiz, it's not taking it because it's not numbers. As I take a quiz and submit it, and hopefully you've already done this because it's past due. All right. You might have noticed as soon as you take it, it does grade it for you. Your homeworks are now giving you the correct answers. They weren't before and they won't. But if you have a question on any of them, you can ask. But now, if you go back and practice those homeworks, then it is giving you the correct answers. If I want to see how I did on something, I can go to the quizzes area, and there is that attempt that I just took. And if I click that, I can go back, and I click that, I can go back and see all the questions and answers. So this is a great way to review as we come to the test. All right, I can get to the same place over here in content by clicking on the homework 1. Now that I've taken it once, I think it's this drop down. Yep, this drop down, I can view my past submissions, and it takes me to that page to view my past submissions, which is the same page that we got to by clicking on the quizzes. So you can get there from the content or the quizzes. We are in week 2. A lot of this stuff is still open. The labs aren't due until tonight as of recording this. If you find anything open still and you're ready to do it, do it. I may or may not give you a grade for it, just depending on if it's a late, but it still shows an effort in the class, and you might actually get a grade for it. So these are actually still open. Notice that they're not going to close until January 28th, giving you a couple of days to turn them in late. Technically, you can't turn them in late, but since they are still open, if you just are running late, go ahead and submit them. Especially this first week, I'm going to be giving students a little grace. All right, you're ready to begin Module 2. So as we begin Module 2 and click on it, again, it's week 2. We can kind of get an overview for what's going on here. And as we click into each part, the reading, the homework and quiz, and the labs, then we see the assignments. I realized after week 1 that this might be hidden right as soon as you click into that reading and videos. This is where your textbook assignment is. Please be sure you're reading your textbook. So here are links to Chapter 3 and Chapter 4. This is the link to the textbook in general. So it tells you what you're supposed to be reading. All right. There are videos. So there are Chapter 3 videos and Chapter 4 videos because we have 2 chapters that we're covering. Notice that we did a little bit of Chapter 3 last week. We're finishing up Chapter 3 and we're doing Chapter 4. Now the videos aren't everything. They don't replace the reading. They just help clarify some of the concepts. But if you want to see more, like if there's something in the textbook you didn't quite understand, you want to see more, please don't hesitate to ask on our discussion board. All right, our homework assignments, our homework 3 and homework 4 are open. The quiz is not open yet, all right, just because I don't want anybody accidentally opening it until you're ready to take it. You do have to show your work for the quiz like we did on quiz 1, and there is that drop box for quiz 2. You do not have to show your work on the homework. We did it last week just for practice before the quiz, but it did count for points for the quiz. It doesn't count for points on the homework. It was just extra credit. You do not have to show your work. All right. So we're doing something new for the homework because these are getting kind of long. When you complete the first attempt, the next attempt will only ask you about the questions you missed. Now, you still can go back and look at all the questions, but you actually only have to submit ones that you missed. And if you keep doing it over and over, your score keeps building as you get more and more questions right. And your highest score goes in the grade book. So this is going to help you save a little time. Last week's homeworks were kind of short. They're getting kind of long. So as I go to homework 3, all right, click on it. Give it a second to load. Again, a little bit of description. There's the available until, and then I start it. Now, once I start it, I can come back and forth. It's unlimited time up to the due date. And then I go through and I answer the questions. And let's say I've only read through material to get these questions answered. And then I start getting, I need to study a little bit more. But I want to go ahead and see if I've gotten any of these right. I can do that. As I scroll see how many questions it's are. There's 42 questions. As I scroll all the way to the bottom, I'm going to go ahead and submit what I've already done. And I've only done 9 questions or so. But I'm going to go ahead and submit it because remember I can redo it and redo it. Once I submit it, it's going to show me how I did. I got the first question wrong, wrong. I got this one right. So I'm not going to have to redo question 6 again. I should have guessed a little better. Notice on question 9, I did get 0.25. That means this one that I typed, I did get right. But if I've typed something for all 4 and I got 0.25, then I got to figure out which one is wrong and which one is right. So it will show me all of them. And as I scroll on down, it'll show me all the ones that I didn't do. And then I got 0 points, but it's not showing me any correct answers yet. It's not supposed to. So this was my first attempt. I'm going to X out of it. When I open it up again, it'll be my second attempt, but I can always come back and see this first attempt like we did a minute ago. I can either see it on the quizzes page. This is homework 3. There's my attempt, so I can go see that attempt, and it'll show me what it showed me when I finished it. Exit out. Or back on the content page, homework 3. If I use the little drop down, I can view my submissions and it'll show me that one attempt. All right, so again, I can go back and look at that. Let's say I want to submit it. I want to try it again. So let me go into the homework 3 and let me start the quiz. This is my second attempt. You'll notice that question number 6 is locked out. If I scroll down, it's not even showing me question 6. It goes straight from question 5 to 7 because I already got it right. So it's already counting. So on this attempt, all right, let's say compounds. Let me be a little bit more trying to get the right answers. Correctly written elements. All right. If you guys slow this down, you can actually get right answers. And then which have correctly written symbols. All right. And let's say again, I answered 3 or 4 more. And I submit it. I don't have to get to the end. And yeah, I've got a lot unanswered. That's okay. Submit it. It's again, I got question 1 right. I got question 2 right. I got question 3 right. I'm giving you the right answers. Are you picking up on this? I got question 4 right. So it won't show me those questions again. I've already got credit for it. So this is a way to go through. Let's see, I retook it. I didn't get it right. That sort of thing. There's question 6 I already got right before. So this is just a way to kind of focus in on what you're missing as you go through homework 3 and homework 4. If this is working good, please let me know. If it's not working, please talk to me about that. This is the first time I'm trying to do it this way. Another instructor does it this way, and I'm copying her. All right, I'm checking my time. There's the quiz, but it is not opening up until January 30th because I don't want anybody to accidentally open it up. Module 2, we only have 1 lab. I'll make sure it just says Module 2 lab, and it's the Penny Lab. And you can work lab activities with friends, but you each have to submit your own lab. Lab is typically a team sport. Um, this doesn't open up yet. I want to make sure all the pictures look good. It's a bunch of pictures and a bunch of number kind of calculations and measurements in lab. And so this has got a lot of work that you'll be doing where you're taking measurements by looking at pictures since you're an online class. So look for this later on. And let me point out one more thing. If I'm here on the home page over here on the right, there is a calendar widget. First of all, I want to make sure if there are any orange dots up here, go ahead and click on them. You've got something new. This calendar widget, again, I'm doing this on Sunday, so my labs are still due. Introductions is going to close soon. Again, those lab activities are open just a little bit to give you a little wiggle room. The quiz 2 won't become available until January 30th. Neither will the lab, the penny lab. Homework 3 is going to be due January 30th. So this is a way to kind of keep track of due dates. Modules are going to open up later on. I'll fix those. Homework 4 is due February 1st. Quiz 2 is due February 1st. If I can show more, then it takes me to the calendar, and everywhere there's a dot, there is a due date. So this is a quick way to see your due dates. Also, one thing that I really like is in this weekly updates. I put it right here so you can find it. This week 2 video is going to be here, but this is our calendar to print. I like this view because it kind of lays out what's coming up. So we're getting ready to start on module 2 during week 2. We'll have a homework 3, a homework 4, a quiz 2, and a lab 3 due. All right, guys, you got this. Keep working. Please keep reaching out if you've got questions.